Are you afraid to take medication for anxiety? Or maybe you've tried SSRIs and they haven't worked for you in the past? Or maybe you're currently taking them and noticing you don't like those side effects. I've been teaching moms for over a decade how to heal their bodies naturally after birth, and today I'm going to share the 5 things we've discovered over the past decade that is helping women heal postpartum anxiety naturally. So we know the root of postpartum anxiety or even postpartum depression would be the inability to sleep, right? When you can't go back to sleep after your baby wakes you up, or your partner wakes you up, or noise, or you're very sensitive to the noises and surroundings around you while you're sleeping, then if you can't go back to sleep, you're waking up exhausted, and this is where our symptoms start and get worse the longer and longer we can't sleep. So the first step in healing postpartum anxiety is really looking at your sleep and figuring out why you can't sleep. Now, in this playlist, we're going to dive deep into why women don't sleep after childbirth. But for today, what I want you to think about is making your sleep a priority. Now, women's needs are different. For example, some women can't settle down at night after a full day of taking care of the children. Some women are able to go back to sleep or able to go to sleep and they get woken up by someone and can't go back to sleep. And then some women wake with a pounding heart at 5 a.m. and can't go back to sleep. So the rhythm of our sleep is very different and where our troubles are. But at one time or another, most likely you're struggling with sleep. If that's you, let me know in the comment area below. If you're noticing that you're staring at the ceiling at night, you can't go back to sleep, and nothing seems to be working for you, I did create a 10-day postpartum sleep restore reset. You can grab the link below. And this is where I teach you how to use herbs and homeopathy. And also we dive into the root cause of insomnia after birth. So you can grab that link below if sleep is a challenge for you. The second piece of healing postpartum anxiety, the second way we're healing postpartum anxiety, is addressing your nutrient gaps. And we're going to keep diving deeper into this because there are so many nutrient gaps after birth really affecting your health. For example, if you had a vaginal birth, you lost a lot of blood. I had a twin vaginal natural birth. There was a ton of blood loss. I didn't know you had to replace that blood. You had to nourish your body. You had to build your iron restores back, right? I had no idea. So with a vaginal birth with a lot of blood loss, we really need to look at your iron levels and consuming protein to build those levels back. Now, if you had a C-section, you most likely had antibiotics before the surgery. And let's pause a moment and recognize that you had major surgery without anyone suggesting physical therapy for you. Think about that. So if you had a C-section, we need to replace your good microbiome. If you had antibiotics, you may want to consider probiotics for at least 3 months, and we need to look at your digestion because the antibiotics plus stress plus insomnia is a sure way to get what's called leaky gut syndrome. So notice if your digestion is giving you a challenging time. And this is one piece of healing anxiety and depression, is really looking at how our gut health is and if we're digesting things properly. The nutrient gap consists of low vitamins like D, B, iron, along with potentially too much copper or heavy metals in your body. And then also nutrient deficiencies, amino acid deficiencies. So if you're not consuming protein right now, you're missing a huge gap of what's called amino acids. And these are valuable nutrients that help us stay calm and happy. So filling these nutrient gaps is the fastest way to heal your anxiety naturally. The third way we're healing postpartum anxiety is by calming our nervous system. Many of my clients within the Present Mama work on presencing, work on grounding, putting their feet in the grass, forest bathing, where you're sitting in the forest and just trying to calm your nervous system. And then also feeling the feels, feeling all those uncomfortable feels and noticing what's coming up. So within the Present Mama, I teach you vagus nerve exercises, I teach you EFT tapping, and how to change these intrusive thoughts into positive ones. So if you want to heal anxiety for a lifetime, this is an imperative piece of the puzzle, is learning how to calm your nervous system. And then the benefit is you get to teach your children. So as your children grow, you'll notice they get anxious. It just happens, especially this day in life. And you are able to teach them how to stay calm with these simple exercises. So nervous system regulation is an important piece in healing. Now the fourth way is by integrating herbs and homeopathy. So if you haven't already, which many of you have, you may have started adding in one herb at a time, like valerian root for sleep or ashwagandha maybe. But there's some tried and true herbal remedies that help you stay calm during the day without making you sleepy, and then stronger botanicals at night to help you go to sleep faster. So the remedies have to consist of both adaptogens plus nervines in order for them to work. And we've noticed over this decade of teaching that a combination supplement or tincture may work best for you. So after you check breastfeeding safety, if you are breastfeeding, or any allergies in the family, you can incorporate these botanicals that are safe for you during the postpartum time to help soothe and ease anxiety. Now, one of the biggest mistakes I made was just taking valerian root for sleep, and it didn't work. And actually, there's a key reason why the tincture didn't work for me, which we'll talk about in some upcoming videos. But it has to do with our liver health. Your liver is working overtime right now. So sometimes tinctures won't work for you due to this processing in the liver of the small amount of alcohol that is in a tincture. So learning how to use herbs and homeopathy, even if you're breastfeeding, even if you don't know a thing about them, is the key to healing our anxiety for years to come. And the fifth thing we've learned over this past decade is how to balance our hormones. Now, we talked about insomnia earlier in this video, and the reason for insomnia at night has to do with low progesterone, which causes high histamines, which causes the staring at the ceiling at night and the inability to go back to sleep. So when you learn how to lower your histamines, increase your progesterone, and lower your estrogen, there's a whole lot of stuff going on, right? But when we learn how to balance our hormones, then you'll have less rage, less insomnia, less anxiety, and you'll feel like yourself again. If you watch this video that's on your screen now, we're going to talk about how to balance those hormones naturally. I'll see you there.